Part 14, 15 things that can make you calm your anxiety.
15 things I did to calm my anxiety, and what you can do too. All right, let's be honest. Anxiety is like that annoying relative who shows up unannounced, stays too long, and eats all your snacks. You try to ignore it, but it just gets louder. So, I had to figure out ways to shut it up, or at least lower the volume. These aren't just generic self-care tips. This is real stuff that actually helped me. I think it'll help you too. Step 1. Reminding myself. I've survived every bad day so far. Anxiety tries to convince you that this time you won't make it, but every time I did. So I started reminding myself, I've been here before. I made it. I'll make it again. It didn't erase my anxiety, but it gave me the confidence to keep going. I even started writing these reminders down. Having them on paper helped because sometimes, in the middle of a spiral, I couldn't trust my own thoughts, but I could trust what I had written down when I was in a calmer state. It became my personal proof that anxiety was a liar and that I had made it through before, and I would make it through again. Step 2. Taking a break from social media, because comparison is a thief. Nothing fuels anxiety like scrolling through people's perfect lives while I'm just trying to function. Cutting back on screen time made me feel way better, like I was living my own life instead of watching everyone else's highlight reel. At first, I felt like I was missing out, but then I realized I was actually engaging with my own life more. I read books, I took walks without checking my phone. I started feeling present again, instead of living through a screen. Step 3. Moving, even when I didn't want to. When anxiety made me feel like a frozen burrito, I forced myself to move. A walk, a stretch, even shaking my arms around like a weirdo. Movement burns off nervous energy. Plus, it keeps me from turning into a stress potato. Some days, it was the absolute last thing I wanted to do. But I made a deal with myself. Just 5 minutes. If after 5 minutes I still felt awful, I could stop. 9 times out of 10, once I started moving, I kept going. Step 4. Writing it down instead of letting my brain hold me hostage. I started brain dumping my anxious thoughts onto paper. Seeing them written down made me realize half of them were wildly dramatic. Anxiety says, the world is ending. Paper says, you forgot to answer an email. Journaling also helped me identify patterns, certain triggers that always led to an anxiety spiral. Once I knew my triggers, I could actually prepare for them instead of getting blindsided every time. Step 5. Cutting back on caffeine. I hate this one. I love coffee. But coffee did not love me back. So I switched to tea, and my heart stopped trying to punch its way out of my chest. Worth it. It was a tough adjustment, but I found that herbal teas like chamomile and peppermint actually helped calm me instead of sending me into fight or flight mode. Step 6. Saying no without feeling like a terrible human. I used to say yes to everything to avoid disappointing people. That led to burnout, and you guessed it, more anxiety. Now, if I don't want to do it, I don't. The guilt fades, the peace stays. It took practice, but I learned that I wasn't responsible for making everyone else comfortable at the expense of my own sanity. My energy matters too. Step 7. Meditating, but like in a chill way. I thought meditation meant clearing my mind completely. Impossible. Turns out, it's just about not letting my thoughts drag me into a mental black hole. Even 5 minutes helped. And no, I don't sit cross-legged humming. I just breathe and exist. I started small, just focusing on my breath for a few minutes a day. The more I practiced, the easier it got. Step 8. I learned how to breathe sounds dumb, right? Like, duh, I breathe all the time. But when anxiety hits, I realized I was breathing like a tiny, panicked hamster. So I tried box breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. After a few rounds, I wasn't magically anxiety-free, but I wasn't on the verge of an existential crisis either. I also experimented with longer exhales. Breathing out for longer than I breathed in actually sent signals to my nervous system to chill out. Step 9. Scheduling worry time. Yes, really. Instead of worrying all day, I set aside 10 minutes to freak out. If a stressful thought popped up outside of that, I told it, "Not now, see you at 4 p.m." By the time 4 p.m. came, half the things weren't even worth worrying about anymore. This trick was a lifesaver. It let me acknowledge my worries without letting them take over my entire day. Step 10. Fixing my sleep. Because sleep deprivation, anxiety's best friend. When I was running on fumes, everything felt 10 times worse. I forced myself to actually sleep at normal hours. And guess what? My brain functioned better. Shocking, I know. I also ditched my phone before bed. The blue light was messing with my sleep more than I realized. Step 11. Listening to music that didn't feed my anxiety. Sad breakup songs? Nope. High energy EDM? Too much. I found a sweet spot with lo-fi beats, instrumental jazz, and nature sounds. My brain was finally like, oh, we're chill now? Cool. Step 12. Actually talking to people, instead of suffering in silence. I hate feeling like a burden, but bottling up anxiety only made it worse. Talking to a friend, a therapist, or even just ranting into a voice memo helped so much. Step 13. Drinking more water. Hydration equals sanity, apparently. Dehydration makes anxiety worse. No one told me this. I started drinking more water, and wow, my body wasn't freaking out for no reason anymore. Who knew? Step 14. Practicing gratitude, even when I felt like crap. At the end of the day, I forced myself to write 3 good things. Some days, it was big stuff. Other days, it was just, I ate a good sandwich. Either way, shifting focus helped. Step 15. The 5-4-3-2-1 trick, aka get out of my own head. When my thoughts were spinning like a washing machine, I did this. 5 things I could see, 4 things I could touch, 3 things I could hear, 2 things I could smell, 1 thing I could taste. Suddenly, I was here, instead of stuck in a mental time machine predicting my next meltdown. Remember this? Anxiety sucks, but you're not powerless against it. These things helped me. Maybe they'll help you too. Try a few, tweak what works, and keep going. The thing about anxiety is that it tricks you into thinking you're stuck, that there's no way out, that you'll always feel like this. But that's just not true. You've survived every anxious moment before, and you'll survive this one too. It's not about eliminating anxiety completely. That's not realistic. It's about learning how to manage it, how to ride the wave instead of drowning in it. Sometimes anxiety feels like an unbeatable monster, but it's not as powerful as it seems. Every small step you take, every deep breath, every time you choose to get up and keep going, that's you winning. Even on the bad days, when all you can do is just exist, that's still a victory. And victories stack up over time. I won't lie to you. Some days are harder than others. Some days, the weight of it all feels unbearable. But what I've learned is that you don't have to fight anxiety alone. There are people who care about you, resources that can help, and strategies that can make a difference. You're not weak for feeling this way. You're not broken. You're human. And humans are resilient as hell. If you take nothing else from this, remember this. You're not your anxiety. It does not define you. It's just a part of you, a part that you can learn to live with, a part that you can take control over, little by little. You're not expected to have all the answers right now. Nobody does. Life isn't about having everything figured out. It's about learning, adapting, and growing at your own pace. It's about showing up for yourself, even when it feels impossible. It's about recognizing that healing isn't linear. Some days you'll take 2 steps forward, and other days you'll feel like you've gone 3 steps back. But that doesn't mean you failed. It just means you're human. So, be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Treat yourself like you would treat a good friend. Remind yourself that just because today is tough doesn't mean tomorrow will be. And even if tomorrow's hard too, you'll still be here, still fighting, still moving forward in your own way. And hey, if you ever feel like you're alone in this, remember, you're not. There are millions of us out here. feeling the same things, fighting the same battles. Anxiety wants you to believe you're isolated, but that's just another one of its tricks. Reach out, connect, talk to someone who understands, let yourself be supported. And most importantly, don't give up on yourself. You deserve peace. You deserve happiness. And you deserve to feel like you're in control of your own life again. And hey, if this helped, share it with someone who might need it. We're all figuring this out together.